the market of Dubai is peaked comparing to the prices of 2014, because as a frame of reference, anyone who is comparing Dubai prices as a peak prices, they are always comparing Dubai with 2014 prices. Now, I just got off a call from a client from Greece, and he discussed a few of the very important points which he really wanted to understand. So he's been following my channel for a while now, and he's trying to educate himself. So he had some questions which he asked me, which I'm going to address in this video. I think it's very important for anyone who is just taking the entry in the market. He really needs to understand like what are the healthy indicators which give us the signal of what kind of investments to pick if the market makes sense of today, of 2025 or in 2026. Is there any peak at which we should think about stop investing in Dubai? What are the chances of losing money in certain segments in Dubai market? So I will break it down one by one, and then in the end of this video I will let you know my stance, like what kind of products I offered him, what is his budget and everything, so that you will understand like how to choose your rightful investment so that you won't lose money in while investing in Dubai. Now the prices in Dubai have risen from 2020 till 2025, and it keeps on increasing year on year. But not every asset in Dubai is increasing. But let me explain how. So the thing is that in Dubai, in certain segments which are being oversupplied, which is why the prices peaked as well. And even in the luxury segment, it goes like in the waves. So let's imagine right now, after 2021, Russia-Ukraine situation happened, which is why there was a wave of so many Russian buyers in the market, and they just wanted to park. And some of them had a very good intention of making money while investing in Dubai, because Russian buyers is not new, but there was a very huge influx, like significant increase in the Russian buyers at that time because of the war situation. But these buyers were being oversold by their agent because of the language gap, because in Dubai you don't see very often that there are Russian agents working. But after that situation, there were a lot of Russian agents enter into the market. They started working, and a lot of them are working very professionally in Dubai and making sure that their investors make money. But because of that huge influx of Russian buyers coming to the country, there was an overload of buyers, and a market responded in a very different way. So a lot of them lost money because they invested into overpriced products in certain areas. A lot of them break even, but few of them also made huge profits while investing in Dubai, but they still keep on investing in certain kind of luxury segments of Dubai. But when you say peak, this is not just a peak in prices of property. This is also a peak in relocation. There is also, Dubai is experiencing the peak in company formation. They're also experiencing the golden visa situation in Dubai right now, and the millionaires, the centi-millionaire and the billionaire migration as well. So there's so many factors in play, which is why if you really look into the numbers of that, you know that where the demand is coming from. And if you really understand like what kind of people who are coming to the city, who are getting the golden visas, and what kind of company formation is there, you really understand like what kind of influx you should expect and what kind of segments you should put your wealth in so that it can grow. But I always get this question like, is this the best time to buy in Dubai? So see, the thing is that best time to buy was always yesterday, right? Today is the second best time to buy in Dubai real estate, because opportunities are less. But again, once I explain you will understand the trends, how to select the right property in which you can maximize your ROE and ROI. Now, the market behavior once the prices peak, threshold of prices peaks from the previous cycles of the market. So once prices peak, that means that people are becoming much more selective when they are selecting any kind of property. The buying becomes slow but very selective. Because there are many options in that certain kind of a bracket. Let me explain you how. Like if you were to go to Arjan or JVC and you find a property of one bed valued at 1.8, 1.7 or 1.9, you have so many options to buy that kind of a one bed in Dubai Hills Estate or any other community in which there is a quality of life is not being compromised, and the whole community is basically controlled by one developer, and the community outlook and the lifestyle amenities also make sense price wise. So which is why if you were to go towards that kind of a high price, the peak price, you have so many options. So in that case, if anyone have a lesser budget, if they are selecting a property in which they have a lesser budget, financial constraints, they will always go towards those kinds of areas in which the private developers are developing their properties, or they move further down towards south or a lane side, the Emirates Road side, or the DLRC. But now situation is becoming much more different because Dubai is increasing. Dubai prices are peaking zone versus zone. Like Dubai is divided into 6 zones. So every zone have their own urban centers planned, job creations are happening, population is also increasing, company formation is also increasing, golden visa reforms are also increasing year on year. Parallel to that, tourism is also increasing. So the properties are being utilized so much that even if the project doesn't make sense, even if the project quality and the management of the building is not up to the standards of today, still the occupancy rate gets high. The challenge, the most important challenge that people face is if they're buying a peak price, they're having a little bit of a challenge when they're liquidating their assets on premium, and their ROI becomes shrinked. Because if you are coming in Dubai to rent a property or to buy a property, let's imagine right now, if you're being offered a 10,000 dirham monthly rental apartment in Dubai Hills Estate, and you're getting a 5,000 rental monthly apartment in JVC. If you want a better experience, you would be happy to pay 10,000 dirham monthly rental in Dubai Hills Estate because there you have much more better experience. Same is the case with Palm Jumeirah. If you're being offered in a very luxury building a rental of 20,000 dirham, and you don't want to compromise your standards and you want all kinds of 5-star services while living inside that development, you'd be happy to pay those kinds of rents. But if the same kind of a rent is being offered right next to that building, and there are little details that you are looking into and you find that the experience is not as great, you will end up choosing that kind of a property which has the credibility of giving you the experience that you deserve. This is why certain properties, if they don't have the value for money, they don't perform as expected. So peak always doesn't mean that the prices can't go further, but in certain segments, if there is an overheated situation of supply, that means that the prices might not grow as high because prices become capped. So this is the situation happening in certain areas, which I can get into the discussion, but I just wanted to let this message out so that you can understand. So later on in this video, I'm going to give you the numbers of golden visa reforms and the company formation so that you will have a complete clarity on that as well. So most crashes in every economy happens because of the over leverage, which means too much exposure of the mortgage to the economy, to the GDP, and the oversupply situation, and also the forced selling as well. Now, why prices since 2020 till 2024 risen drastically compared to every year in Dubai, and it will keep on rising, is because of certain points which everyone knows who have been following my channel, but again for the new people, just wanted to explain. Is because of the zero tax situation, currency stability, more opportunities for work, quality of lives, safety, golden visa situation, and residency reforms, and also the global inflation situation in every other country, the taxes rising in certain economies. So 2021, the Russia-Ukraine situation happened. Then all of a sudden there was a cascade failure in different countries. In UK, the taxes were rising. There was a lot of issues preserving the wealth in UK. So there was a wave of luxury buyers and the mid-tier buyer coming from UK as well. And then US situation, H1B situation is very real. A lot of buyers that I face from US are basically experiencing that kind of an issue. And also in US, there were a lot of Pakistanis and Indians there. They want to diversify into Dubai because there the market situation is quite different. it's not easy to make profit out of the investment. Whereas in Dubai, if you select the right property, you navigate the situation of right segment, the supply versus demand, you really end up getting your investment turned into twofold or threefold situation. Now in Dubai in 2021, there were like 47,000 golden visa happen in the city. Then comes 2022, there were like 80,000 golden visas happen. This information is available on the internet, you can also check. Then in 2023, there were 158,000 golden visas happen in the city. This number, if you really add it together, it comes up to 285,000 something of golden visas issued by the government. So this is also a great indicator to understand like there is a demand for the families, which is why the household situation that I always quoted, like 774,000 and since 2024 the household formations happen inside the city, which gives you that kind of a clarity that the absorption rate will be quite high if you select the right property at the very right price in certain areas. And if you select that kind of a property where there is a trend, like these buyers who are looking for those kinds of, like they're looking forward to those kinds of communities or the properties, if you select those kinds of assets, chances of growing your investment into twofold or threefold is very high. Now, how many company formations happened since 2021 till 2024? In 2021, just the number hits to 72,000 companies. Then comes 2022, the number in just the quarter one was 24,000 or 25,000 companies formation happened in 2022. Then comes 2023, the companies formation reached to the new level of 67,000 companies formation. Then 2024, this number hit to 70,500 companies being registered in Dubai. Now imagine, I can understand like a lot of people work remotely as well. I also have those kinds of buyers who are basically working only remotely, managing their businesses. Now just imagine right now, if each and every company have at least 3 to 4 or 5 employees working and helping out, delivering the quality and the services of that business, managing, leveraging all the works for the bosses. Just imagine only 5 people per company. Just multiply it with this data, you will have, there is a very huge surge of population going to be expanded inside the economy of Dubai, which is why every segment is being absorbed as well. But the market prices, this is our main goal, right? Selecting the right investment in which we can grow our investments. So in certain segments, the prices have reached to peak, but again, the absorption rate is also high. It's not like a ghost town in Dubai. Every building, even the, pick a bad quality building in Dubai, it is still being occupied. Unless the owner only wants it vacant, it is vacant. Otherwise, there is a big demand for rental properties as well and buying the properties as well in Dubai. So the boom of golden visa reforms and the boom of the company formation, which is creating more jobs, and for Dubai South expansion, which I have already talked about in my previous video, there is a situation which is making the economy grow drastically. Now, government have a plan to double its economy by 2040. And I am personally living in the city for the past few years. I'm seeing that kind of a surge happening even in the mid-tier segment, the luxury segment as well, and even on the ultra luxury segment as well. So if you were to look at the Knight Frank reports, I can drop the link in this video. If you're interested, you can contact me as well. I can share the report with you of Knight Frank, in which the global institutions have explained that how the luxury market is hot in Dubai, how many transactions are happening compared to the cities like Miami, compared to the cities like London, compared to the cities like Singapore. Dubai is beating everything. But again, the numbers don't lie. Numbers tells us everything what is happening. Now in the mid-market section of the villas, the supply is very limited, which is why the prices keeps on increasing. And if the developer is credible and the payment plans are less speculative, like 80-20 or 70-30 or 65-20, 65-35, if you're investing into that segment of townhouse or a villa, you have a 100% probability that you won't be losing money in the next 5 to 10 years time because of the things that I have already said. and the only segment in which sometimes people get distressed is either the development target market is not the families who are coming to Dubai and not even the tourists, only the bachelors. Only in that case people lose money. Now I know in certain prominent communities still the distress deal comes up, but again that's a one-off situation. You can't judge a community situation or a developer's credibility out of just one distress deal. These townhouses which are being launched right now, they will be absorbed gradually, but again the way the economy is growing, I'm seeing the absorption rates could be much more higher than before. And only properties which are being vacant inside those communities is because of the will of the owner, because some owners are just investors. They buy to sell, or either they buy for themselves so that once they visit Dubai for vacation, so that they have a place to live. Now I know the villa segment or a townhouse segment, there will come a time in the future that it will also peak. But again, right now the situation of Dubai real estate is that the mass market of apartments, only in that situation you have to be very picky, you have to be very selective, which is why I only sell those kinds of apartments which are very limited in supply, and it also has that kind of a value. Like, let me explain. If you were to go to Maritime City, Dubai Islands, Solaya Beach, Jumeirah Zora Bay, or Peninsula by H&H, you see, let's take an example of H&H. H&H right now have launched at 8,000 to 8,500 price per square feet. The Peninsula, very exclusive island, only 3 apartments per floor, and they're like Rosewood Hotel inside that community, Kapil, and there is Aman. Very high-end niche development. I can get into the details once you come on. I can get into the details in another video, but again, now the potential of those assets to rise towards 14 to 15,000 price per square feet, we have already the best case study in the neighboring communities like Marsal Arab, the Four Seasons private residences. So we know that 100% is going to happen. Same is the case with Solaya Beach, same is the case with Azura Bay. The price per square feet looks expensive, but again, if you really look into it and you really look into Bulgari Resorts transactions, what is happening there, Jumeirah Bay Islands, you will understand like there is a value. Buying on a payment plan, you have much more time to see your prices and your investment grow. Now, I know these assets are hard to liquidate, but again, once it liquidates, but it gives you that kind of a reward for holding those kinds of assets for the right time. Now, in Maritime City, there is a competition. So in that competition, as I explained, the prices peak to 3,000 to 3,500. Now, in that case, who wins? If the prices reach to 3,000 to 3,500, you should be very picky if you're investing right now for the very first time in Dubai. Why? Now, if you have an area in which 2 communities are competing with each other, and you have other private developers on the half of that island also building their vertical towers, who will win at the handover? Who will be absorbed quickly? Whose assets are going to appreciate more? One who have secured in the very first phase of the master plan, they are holding those assets for like past 5, 6, 7 years. That is a very rightful time to liquidate your asset at 3,000 dirham price per square feet, because market have touched the 4,000 at that time. But for a long-term sustainable growth, if you're entering into 3,000 to 3,500 price per square feet, you should always go for a community, and a community in which the developer is giving you that kind of a lifestyle, which should be priced at least 5,000 to 6,000 dirham. Now he's offering you on a payment plan of 50-50 or 35-65 or whatever the highest leverage payment plan he's offering you, and the kind of lifestyle he's giving you. And if the developer and also the developer should be reputable and credible in the market, your chances of winning in the long term becomes very high. Your probability becomes very high. Now, this is the same case with Dubai Island. You can apply this theory in every kind of a segment. But in villas and townhouses, things become a little bit tricky. But again, in villas and townhouses, there is already a very short of supply, which is why a lot of communities will win. But who will appreciate more? Which one will be absorbed quickly? That we can get into the discussion of the sizes, what kind of sizes are what kind of sizes are oversupplied, what kind of sizes are very less supplied, what kind of villas are being demanded by those families, mostly because we are working day and night in the market, so we understand what kind of families contact us to buy these villas. So we know the pulse of the market, we really understand. And also because of working with these top developers in the market, we really have the insights from the hospitality sector. and also from those global institution reports as well. So the banks of UAE are not very heavily exposed towards the mortgage side, which is why it gives you a signal that the banks are cash rich and they are investing into the productive opportunities. They're investing into creating more productivity in the economy. There is no distress selling wave, but again, once you get into the discussion in what kind of segments, you will see the distress deals happening a lot. And there is no forced liquidation cycle in the market of Dubai. So in Dubai right now, there is from the top developers, you can only resell once you have paid at least 40% or 50% of your equity. In some cases, yes, 30% as well. But again, it's very hard to sell an off-plan property in the market. So you have to really, you will end up taking the handover in most cases, unless it's a very luxury villa and it's on a very good payment plan, you might end up selling. But again, in the off-plan stage, it's very hard to resell your property. So the market is quite organic. Only the people who can afford these properties, they are buying. If any buyer who is oversold, who can't afford that property and he only have a 50% equity and his agent is promising very high expectations on the appreciation of the resale, only those buyers will be affected. But again, this is my job. This is why I create videos, so that no one goes through that kind of a painful situation anytime. Now, the Oasis new launch is coming up by the next month, and it will be amazing. Again, Oasis, I have never seen in Dubai luxury villas being picked up like a hotcake. It's selling off in just 24 hours. Same is the case happened in Jumeirah Golf Estates too as well. There is a H&H community coming up right next to Medan on the Alain Highway. Beautiful developer, H&H. You know, they never market their products, but anyone who knows them by the reputation, they are the ones behind Baccarat and Four Seasons private residences in Dubai. Eden House in Jumeirah Garden City, they have a very good reputation. Whenever they launch something, you just pick it up and you see how your investment grows all the time, because they are very good at delivering the quality in the market. So to stay updated about the latest opportunities in Dubai real estate, you can contact me on my number. We can get on a call. So whatever is your objective while investing in Dubai, we can get into the discussion, and then I can understand what kind of product suits you. So if you want to stay updated about the new opportunities in Dubai, please like, share and subscribe. So this is Matlu Ahmed Khan, Aman and Tristle signing out.